Sugar City Morning Show.
Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning to one and all. A most lovely, beautiful morning, a lovely, beautiful day. Wherever you are this morning, we want to say hello and good morning to you. Today is, what date is today? Today is the 8th day of July 2020. We say what a beautiful morning, what a beautiful day, and we welcome you to the Sugar City Morning Show right here this morning. This is Robert Checker Usher, hoping you're doing fine as we shout out everybody. Seems like many people out there go through the same thing like what I go through. Before when Bolido play, I know what time Bolido play, but people were by look like they don't listen, so they done the text me fan. I wake up this morning, we play tonight, so that for last night, then send it. And somebody just sent me a text one who we play last night. You know what play last night? The number play last night. The number from double art, some number between double art and 99 play. I can't figure it out right now, but if anybody know, they could send one the text. 30? Wow, 30 play last night. Man, that's a good number. That is a good number. Chepe me, I said the 3 play. You know, and I have this newspaper right there, so I'm going to look on yesterday. It was dated for July 3rd, which was last week, Friday. But I'm not following things. Sometimes things come to you and don't really realize, but when they're not for you, they're not for you. Whether for you, they're for you, And when they're not for you, they're not for you. Yeah, so not reading your eye. Not reading your eye if you never win. But once again, we say good morning to you all out there. A lovely, beautiful morning, lovely, beautiful day. It's Wednesday. And everyone across the country, good morning to our faithful listener. All the way there in Benqueviejo, Mrs. Ordones, good morning to you. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo está el día hoy en Benqueviejo de Carmen? Esperamos que está muy bien, está muy chulo la mañana. Y mandamos felicidades y bendiciones de Orange Walk. Disculpa para las palabras, pero tú sabes cómo no somos mucho en el español, pero felicidades y muchas gracias for always watching us every morning, Miss Virginia win that 30 or what? Miss Virginia from PG. That lady could win Bolido. But you know why she win? Because he buy. If you not buy, you not win. If you not buy, you can't win. But good morning, Miss Virg. Good morning. Hope all is well. With you, want to say good morning to the Honorable Minister Edmund Clay de Lancaster. All right. Thanks for everything. And you are always on top of things, right? I hope that situation got worked out yesterday. All right. Make hope. Now, man, how things, brother? How is the Maxboro? Everything good? Everything fine? We ready? We ready for the big election? I know we're ready. I'm not supposed to ask if we're ready because I know Belize Rural not ready and strong, just like Orange Walk North. We have Honorable Gaspar Vega going strong and keep on ready and getting ready to win again this big election coming up. But Sunday is the convention. But let's give thanks and praise this morning, folks. We will communicate with our sister Delvey right here this morning for us to give thanks and praise. Once again, it's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful day today. We want to ask you all as well to pray for our brother this morning, Emerson, who is at the Northern Regional Hospital. He has been having some problems with his pressure. His pressure has went up, but I spoke to him a while ago and he's telling me that he's getting good treatment at the Northern Regional Hospital. So we want to say good morning to you all there at the Northern Regional Hospital. We got some persons where some nurses will go on 11 at night and they come out 7, some go on 7 in the morning. But I'd also, like to ask you all to give a special prayer for our brother that is there at the Northern Regional Hospital. Hello, good morning, Delvey.
Good morning, Mr. Checky, and good morning to everyone listening.
Good morning to you.
Yes, another beautiful day that the good Lord has lent us. We are here.
It is, girl, it is. Like we always talk about trials and tribulation. And when we say that we might feel like we go through a lot, but I have other people that carry more weight than we when it comes to that kind of things there, right?
Right. So in all things we give thanks.
Yeah, so When you give thanks this morning and give this prayer, I'd like to ask you to keep one of our brothers in your prayer this morning. One of our
Okay.
radio announcer from Universal Radio, Mr. Emerson. He's at the Northern Regional Hospital with some complication. So I'll just ask you to keep that in mind when you give your prayer. So let's give thanks.
All right. Before I go into the prayer, I'd just like to share a verse and then I'll go straight into that.
Certainly.
Psalms 115 verses 9 to 11, and it says, O Israel, trust in the Lord. He is their help and their shield. O house of Aaron, trust in the Lord. He is their help and their shield. You who fear the Lord, trust in the Lord. He is their help and their shield. Almighty Heavenly Father, Lord, this morning we come before you once again, O Lord, giving you thanks above all things for another day. Thank you for blessing us with the breath of life, O God. And this morning, O Lord, we come before you, O God, just giving all those who may be ill, those who may be ailing, Lord. This morning especially, I just want to pray for Mr. Na. Lord, I just pray, oh God, for your divine healing hands upon him. I pray, oh Lord, that you may restore him to good health, oh Lord, according to your divine will. For you promise that you will never leave us nor forsake us. So I pray for him, oh God. I pray for his family, oh Lord. I pray that you strengthen them, oh God. And I just pray, oh Lord, that as they go through this season, may they ever be reminded, oh Lord, that in all things that we trust in you, for you make a way where there seem to be no way. Please grant them peace. And I pray, Lord, for every person who may have an ill family member, those who may be ill themselves, I pray your healing upon them, oh Lord, and may whatever situation they go through, may you get the glory out of it. And I just want to give you thanks. Please continue to bless this show. And I pray that you renew your right spirit in us through us. For this is the day that you have made, and let us and be glad in it. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. What a beautiful prayer this morning. Thank you so much.
Amen. And to God be the glory.
Yeah, we have seen another day, girl.
Yes. So how are you this morning, Mr. Chex?
Well, thank God, I'm okay with those blessings that you're sharing on us every day. It makes us better, day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, and second by second, you know.
Right. One teaspoon at a time.
Yeah.
And that's our journey with him, yes.
Yeah, that's true, girl. Like 1 teaspoon at a time for true. You can't go more than that because you can get jammed up.
Right, we might choke you if we chew too much at one time. So.
Yeah, not too much belly full.
Right.
You know.
The Bible said that His grace is sufficient for us. Whenever we think about hardship, and we go through, especially when families get ill, then get sick. As I have experienced that already. One of my aunt, and it's a terrible feeling to know that you love this person, and you don't know how to help them. And that is the time that we pray. We pray and allow God to do His will. Because at the end of the day, He created us, right? And a lot of the times, as much as we want healing today, sometimes God He does what He does. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, than what we'd expect. But in those times, it's a time for us to keep the faith and say, you know what, Lord, no matter how long it takes, I am believing you for a healing because He knows what's best for us. So.
Yeah, that's true, girl. We can't go against that.
Right.
Because we are saying you're fooling yourself.
His grace sufficient, and that is where faith comes in. And it is difficult because, you love your family. We love our families,
Yes.
We love our friends. But at the end of the day, God's will be done, and we are His creation.
Yeah.
So once we develop that faith, right, and we have that hope that at the end of this life, this physical life, there is eternal life with Him. So whatever we go through, like with Paul, I don't know if you've heard about Paul in the Bible.
Yes.
He was a persecutor of Christians, still Christian people.
Mm-hmm.
And then God turned around and used him to recruit Christian people, to get people to turn to Christ. You know, and he in the Bible, I think I don't want to give the wrong verse, but it's in the Bible where he prayed to God 3 times to remove a thorn from his side.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And God said, you know what? My grace is sufficient.
Yep.
You know, my grace is sufficient. That in our weakness, in the things that go wrong, in the things that we cannot control, that is where God shows up and he does what he does. He's God. You know, he strengthens us, he guides us.
Take over.
We have to have that faith.
Yeah, Jesus takes the wheel.
Take the wheel. Sometimes we have to allow him. You
Yep,
know, we want to hold on to the wheel. So then we have to let go and let him hold the wheel. So.
Yeah, that is true. Well, once again, Delph, thanks very much, and thanks for the prayers for Emerson as well. And we want to wish you the best. And if the good Lord so will, then we connect again tomorrow morning, right?
If the good Lord so will it, we will.
All right.
That's fun.
Thank you.
Bye.
Folks, at this time, we will, 50 minutes after 7, we have Minister Aragon coming up this morning right here on the show. But what we'll be doing at this time, we will be sharing the weather forecast with you right here on North Television Channel 10. And let's see the Belize Met Service. Make us see what the weather look like for today, because it don't feel hot already. You know, but most people like the weather when it's hot. Some people love it when it's cold. I know, like one of my friend Rick Vasquez, he can't stand that kind of weather. Yeah, he prefer the cold. You know, and even when it's cold, he still the sweat. But folks, let's check in with the Belize Met Service for today's good morning, Rick. For today's weather forecast right here on North Television Channel 10. And let's see, okay, we are getting the full forecast right now this morning for the 8th day of July 2020. You're celebrating your birthday today. We are wishing you all the best on your special happy birthday. And the general situation, generally fair weather prevails. A 24-hour forecast, partly cloudy with isolated showers, slightly more showers along with isolated thunderstorms will affect the extreme south tonight. The winds are blowing east at 5 to 15 knots, and the sea stays slight. Also, the waves will be from 1 to 3 feet. Temperatures across the country for today: in the coast 85 Celsius, inland 95, and in the hills 83. Residents, especially those living inland, are advised to stay hydrated, avoid direct sunlight as much as possible. Showers and thunderstorms will be isolated on Thursday, increasing during Thursday night. And we will be experiencing, a high tide occurred this morning at 5:40. That's a low, followed by a high tide at 11:45 this morning. Another high tide at 1:10 tomorrow morning, and a low at 7:11 tonight. The sun was up bright and early, 5:24 this morning, and was set at 6:31 today. That is your general weather forecast, brought to you by the Belize Met Service, and certainly by your North Television Channel 10. So, folks, with our preliminaries, we will be taking our first break of the morning. And when we come back, we will be joined by Minister Aragon for his Wednesday's presentation, television talk show, and radio right here on North Television Channel 10.
Batiste Dry Shampoo is the quick and easy way to instantly refresh your hair between washes. Simply spray, massage, and brush. For hair that is refreshed with added body and great texture, so you have time to boss the morning routine. Yes, you can. Batiste Dry Shampoo.
Distributed by Vegas Imports.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
114.60 acres in Tiger Creek, Orange Walk, 3,000 acres, 0.961 hectares to Jaime Briceño and John Briceño, 827.848 square yards to John Briceño, 5.4 acres to John Briceño and Jaime Briceño, 20 acres in Progreso to John Briceño again, 6 acres in Progreso, the all of Progreso Gawi.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. A nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
What they want to do is to try to secure their future in terms of grasping after political victory. There will be time enough for that. We can't go beyond November, the first week in November. But in the meantime, for God's sake, please focus on the fact that we are in a crisis that all of us together, led by the government, but all of us together must serve. You see, Madam Speaker, leader of the opposition is not present, but because he makes clear that his opposition is not on a matter of principle, it is strictly political. When he makes clear that he will put opportunism ahead of the best interests of the country, that is when he opens himself up to my declaring to the whole nation that he is unfit for leadership. You don't cut and run in the middle of a pandemic. Worse, you don't seek to exploit the pandemic for narrow political gain. And Madam Speaker, I am not the only one who says that he's unfit for leadership. He should tell us about what a member of his own party said, and I quote, "You," addressing it to the leader of the opposition, "you have shown unscrupulous behavior time and time again, and it is a part of your DNA. This is a reflection of your insecurity as party leader. You are aware many eyes are on the leadership of the party. Despite your having failed continuously to prove your leadership skills, your despicable actions will also violate the Constitution of Belize if given the opportunity. You have not demonstrated any qualities and capabilities of becoming the next Prime Minister of Belize. In closing, because of your lack of capacity to lead this nation of Belize and your inability to deliver yourself as a leader, you will now stand to bear all the consequences." Enough said, Madam Speaker.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Our economy benefits when goods and mobile services get to their destination quickly. When citizens are able to travel without frustration and undue hurdles, everyone benefits as well. The government of Belize is happy to announce the imminent upgrades to the Carazal-Sartaneja Road. 27 miles of road will be upgraded to paved standards and will include the replacement of 2 ferries with new bridges.
Why is it that we're going to invest in Sartaneja? Why is it that we have to take $50 million to invest in an area where we do not have a political directorate? We believe that as a government, we have to provide a service to all Belizeans.
Well, this for the village of Chunosh is a big advantage both ways. Sometimes when we got sickness, we got people sick at the clinic there, women. When we reach at the ferry, can't pass 45 minutes, have to wait. So now this road will benefit whole village, Sartaneja and Kaparbank. I'm part of Progreso too. Well, it's really important for us.
I know that our village is not so much developed with tourism because it's a remote village. And for that reason, we don't have a lot of tourism over there. But now with this upgrading of the road and the pavement of the road, I believe and I think that it will be much beneficial for us and for everybody.
More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize. Moving Belize forward.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
From working late to hot date avec Derek. Yes, you can. Looking half decent at early morning Pilates. Yes, you can. When you've totally forgotten your BFF's birthday. Yeah, you can. Looking surprisingly good in last night's clothes. Even unscheduled media appearances. Batiste Dry Shampoo. Yes, you can.
Distributed by Vegas Imports.
Belizeans love fresh fruits and vegetables. If you will be heading to the market to stock up, please be sure to do so safely. Be sure to sanitize your hands at sanitizing stations provided at the market. Limit your time at the market by planning ahead and making a list. Once there, be sure to adhere to 6 feet social distancing at all times. Purchasing pre-packaged produce helps you avoid touching produce that other people have touched. Sanitize your hands often, especially after conducting monetary exchanges or touching surfaces. If driving, you should place purchased goods in a designated tray within the vehicle. When you reach home, properly sanitize your reusable bags. It's also advisable to properly wash and dry your produce before consuming or storing them. The Belize Marketing and Development Corporation, Ministry of Health, and market managers encourage all Belizeans to keep safe and buy local.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Sugar City Morning Show.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. You know, when you see this scene, you know it's Wednesday morning and the minister is here with us today. Minister Elodie Aragon. Good morning, Minister.
Good morning, Cheke. How's things, man? You alright?
Yes, man. And you?
That's good, man. Yes, of course. You know, a wonderful day. And I always believe when you get up and you open your eyes and you go jump up and you're alright, that means
you're ready.
You're good to go. Guys, some people don't get up. You understand me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a pleasure being here again, Cheke. And of course, I just want to extend a pleasant good morning to all our radio listeners, TV viewers, wherever you are. You know, I just want to say good morning, and we are here today in studios, and I feel very good being here, Cheke. So, good morning. Yeah.
You're most welcome. Minister, we know the political seasons are right around the corner. But can you recall what it used to be like when your dad used to contest for the UDP, winning and campaigning, and they are printing those T-shirts and papers? It was different from today, right?
I think politics has changed tremendously in terms that I think the politics of the past is not the same politics of today, you know. I think a lot of it in terms of the propaganda and all of these things has evolved, you know. I mean, we have right now social media, we have the internet, you know. At those times, I don't think they had all of those stuff there.
They had one control radio that time, was controlled by the government too.
That's right. So a lot of things has changed, you know, but I think at the end of the day, I think, and not only in terms of how you go about the campaign itself, but you're looking at the people has also changed, you know. And when I mean the people have changed, I mean they're now more accessible in terms of information. At that time, you know, you hear it from the one radio station and that's a gospel.
Yeah.
I think to a large extent we've come a long way, but there's still a long way to go yet. You know, you still have some rural villages like Santa Marta, which might not get all the information. They have no access to internet there. You know, the phones don't work there. So to a large extent, this like a village like Santa Marta needs to get connected so that they can have access to the information.
Yes,
so,
yes.
you know, and I've always believed that the way we empower people is by giving them access to information, because the more they know, the more informed they are, the more knowledgeable they are, the better they can make a proper decision, you know. I've always think that is important. But of course, even now, we still got radio stations out there, and you have some of them there like Fiesta FM, and then who are solely embodied onto the PUP. So even so that what you listen to, you have to sift through that, right? And when you're talking about rural villages where you don't have no access to either for listen to one or the other, then I think it creates a challenge for some of these communities, you know. And I sure in Belize we have communities like that. I know in Orange Walk we have Santa Marta in my division, I know maybe in the south you have a lot of villages like that. But at the end of the day, I do think that it is important, and it's always our responsibility as a citizen to be informed. You know, whether we read the newspapers or we look into the news, we look at, and we have to be very careful, because right now the manipulation of media is a very easy thing, Chicky. Yeah. You know, and I say this because we're living in a real world. You know, and a lot of people ask me, Minister, why you work and you open up a radio station? I open a radio station because definitely I felt that I wanted to be able to get information out there.
Get out the message.
Get out the message, etc.
And get it out in the right way.
That's right. And because we have a lot of radio stations, etc., who are really, really tied into politics, and some of them are not too good, you know. We have to be real. The way they use their media house to basically move and give a different, in terms of influence people, is very, very important, in terms that people must be aware of these things. And I said that thing here because I look at different stations we have. For instance, you have when you look at Channel 5, and I have, Channel 5 belongs to Ashcraft, if people don't know. You understand me?
Yep.
And these are the things that is their media house for the PUP. And somebody who might not even study politics and that, if they only notice how Channel 5 does its reporting, etc., you could clearly see that is influenced by whoever they run that and whoever is in charge of that. And Ashcraft is in charge of that, and he's against the government. Then basically everything you see come out there is turned on a certain light, you know. And to me, I think, and we only talk about Channel 5, there's a lot of other radio stations, etc., who are on the same thing, and on both sides, not only PUP side, up to UDP sides, but this is the whole challenge of in terms of you as a resident or a citizen of this country, trying to make sure you could sift through all of these things and understand what is the situation, you know.
We have a text here. I say, good morning, Mr. Usher, and good morning, Honorable Elodio Aragon Jr. Wish you both a pleasant day. Best wishes from Javier Manzanero, Senior, from the city of Promise, the Garden City, capital of Belize, Belmopan.
All right.
He's giving you a shout out today.
Yes, all right. Thanks, Manza. Yeah.
You know, Minister, last week, the Prime Minister and Dr. Carla Barnett and some other persons that are in the oversight committee, Mr. Almendares from Beltrade as well, spoke. But somebody sent me a text yesterday and said, you see, the oversight committee is still there and they're bringing in more progress to this COVID. And they say, so where is the leader of the opposition? No, well, he has abandoned abandoned, but he decided to come out, no?
Well, I said decide to come out. I will say he has abandoned the people of Belize, and I say it without no reservation, because that is in fact what he has done. Check it, when you're the leader of opposition, man, you tell people, I want to be the next leader of this country. I want to be the next prime minister. And then you're a chairman, you know, of the National Oversight Committee, which is overseeing this crisis, this pandemic that we are dealing with.
What better than that can you do for the people?
I mean, where more are you needed? And then you're there, and then you left the people, because I call it abandonment. Left for what? What is his reason? When they interview, and I'll not take my word for it, when they interview, he said, well, because he wants to go focus on politics, on his party. I mean, that is not a valid excuse. You want to tell me this man's so busy that he can't be on the oversight committee, National Oversight Committee, and still do elite politics? Yeah. He have nothing else for do. He don't have to worry about money, because he owns the whole world. All the businesses that he owns, he don't have to work one day in his life. But yet he abandons the very people that he is pledging that he wants to work for. He wants to be the leader of this country so that he could do good for the people. Well, my brother, you had an opportunity to do good for the people of this country, and you abandoned and walked out on the people. And there's no two ways about that, Checky. We can't sweet this no other, because that is the reality. He stepped and walked away from the people of this country. And I know mine say it, and I say it from here to kingdom come, because that is what he has done. And for what? He did pass on tour out there, Checky.
I think somewhere in Belmont.
Yeah, it's on tour there. It's a national tour they tried out. Well, I could tell you this. If anybody know Johnny Briseño, you don't have to take my word for it. They have older people than me who live in this town of ours. There are older people in politics than I who have been around in this country and could tell you about Johnny Briseño and the PUP. Can tell you about who Johnny Briseño is. Man, this man have everything. He has amassed tremendous wealth and power. And he has gotten this through politics. Every single thing has come through politics on the backs of the Belizean people. And simple thing I say, because we could there all day and discuss this thing. And I will say this. Simple thing, just let us look at land. Johnny Briseño has thousands and thousands and upon thousands of acres of land. All over this country, checking. Not only in Orange Walk, not only at Tower Hill, not only all over the Orange Walk district in terms of progress or all this. You don't even want to get into Turniff and other places out there. Tremendous amount of land. And I ask you, the Belizean people, you, the voter, what do you have? They don't have nothing, Checky. They are fighting to get a piece of land so that they could put their house. That their son or daughter who is living with them right now with Dongawa family could get a piece of land for go put there. Huh? And when we try to find lots out there, it's hard because everything you got there is private. People don't take those things, Checky.
Yeah.
And that is simple like this. We only learn, we're not to get into businesses yet and stuff. Ask yourself this question. Because I'll tell you this, Johnny could sit down and say, I got this, I got 1,000 here, I got so much acres here, 1,000. Tremendous mass of land that he has. I'll leave it, let me come close. Ask yourself, what do you have? You don't have no land. And this is a basic thing I'm trying to get at, Checky. Huh? Johnny Briseño walks out on us as the Belizean people because as the leader of the opposition, he has a duty, a responsibility to people to ensure that he is there at the forefront. And it's sometimes, easy. I have been in politics, easy. Not even in my own party. We have challenges too. I don't get a fair share from a division and that, but that don't mean I walk out on the people. I have to stay there and fight. You win some, you lose some. That is the name of the game. But when the leader of opposition walks out on the people of this country and give the excuse that, he and do a political tour and he they worry about himself and a political tour, that does not speak well of him.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
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 Hello.
Yes, morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead. You're live on the air. Mine will drop off, though. Hello. Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, you
Hey, Minister, morning.
Yeah, morning.
I just want to say this. I want to
speak up a little bit for the brother. Speak up a little more.
Working so hard in getting the land committed in Palmar. That was tremendous this weekend. That was really something that the minister has been working on. And I know that the PUP, they want to jump in and take it over and reload it, but he did a great job in bringing the Ministry of Lands and getting them to urbanize the village and the young people of the village. If you were out there and heard those youth crying out for change in their village when it comes to land, it was tremendous. And I think the minister has done a great job in getting the land department to sit with them. And I think it's coming to an end now whereby they will have their land committee. And it seems to me almost like it was like the oversight committee because the POP wanted to go in there and take it over. And the Minister of Lands and Minister Egon held their ground and did what they had to do. And the people were supportive of them. Minister, great job. Keep up the good work and keep on working hard.
All right, thanks.
Can you explain on that, Minister, how the process...
Well, we could get into that, but I just want to touch only more with the leader of the opposition. I will get into that the caller is talking about the Palmar. We had the Ministry of Lands come down into Palmar to look at one, basically consulting and start the road towards getting a duly, legitimately elected LATS committee in Palmar. But we'll touch on that.
Okay.
But I think it is important on the topic we are talking, and I wouldn't want to stray from that because people must understand this thing, right? check it right now. In politics, sometimes people who are not directly involved with politics, they only consist certain so far. But for us who are in politics, and I will tell you right now, I am a person who stands for the people always. I am nobody to be taken lightly in terms that I just jump and follow. I don't operate that way, because I've been brought up in a way where I stand for what is right, believe in what is right, and I do the right thing, right? And in that, I am my own man, right? I assess situations, I look at that, all the training I've gotten, everything that have brought me to be who I am right now, has made me the person I am. And I as somebody I'm here who stands for what is right and what is always in the best interest of our people and country. Because at the end of the day, that's all we have, as servants of the people. That's all we have to work for, is for the people and this country. Nothing else. That is the greatest service we can do, is for our people and country. But when you have people like Johnny Briceño, who live off and suck off of the Belizean people, we have to have people who have to stand for these things, have to stand against him in these things. And I say this is because this is what this country needs, people who are genuinely there for people and country. Johnny Briceño is another type, I'm telling you this because he has been in politics for decades and he has barely contributed anything positive. I know say the man, the Nogali projects will come when they are there, but man, what he has done on the other side, in terms of what he has done to this country, the history speaks for itself. And a lot of our young people out there, a young person must say out there where 18, 20 have no clue what they talk about. Because this is before that time, when Johnny Briceño and the very same PUP, many of whom who wants to run, are running back and asking to be returned to office. These people, when they were in office, they brought this country to its knees. The biggest of scandals, the biggest of corruption, you name it, they were part and parcel of these things. They were principals in these acts against our people and our nation. And right now, I'm not afraid for sight, you have Ashcroft is back in this country. Ashcroft, no matter there, not there for style, not there because he like fishing or because of that. He is here for certain reasons. And one of the main reasons is that of the PUP. Listen to me, Ashcroft and the PUP means nothing good for this country. The history can tell you of this. When you talk about the BTL fiasco, when you talk about Imarbi, when you talk about the port, when you even the port, we got a lot of problems right now. Ashcroft is a part and parcel of that. When you look at all the other Intelco and all the other business corruption that took place under the PUP administration, it wasn't without Michael Ashcroft being involved. And I am wary of that, Checky. Very wary of that when you see Michael Ashcroft has reared his ugly head again.
But why would
right now the PUP is banking on Lord Ashcroft financing the PUP for this general election, and nobody will finance the PUP unless there is millions to gain.
Nobody will spend the money.
Here for wasting money. He is here because he knows what he can do with the PUP. And I will tell you this, if we don't watch it closely, and we go and vote back the PUP, especially under the leadership of Johnny Briceño, I will tell you this, it is like we handing Belize on a silver platter to Michael Ashcroft. And I don't think people understand the gravity of this situation. You watch what Michael Ashcroft is doing right now, buying over the bank, having more control over our banking sector in this country. Majority shareholder, basically, in our banking system. Listen to me, that not spell nothing good,
Yeah.
That spells nothing good, and I don't mind say it here, I could care who else support that. I not support it one bit because I feel it is not proper. You put power in a one-man hand, we could lock this country down and hold this country hostage. I don't believe that is right. You have our brethren right now from the Christian Workers Union fighting the port of Belize.
Yep.
There are poor people who work out there, the stevedores and that. No? I think Michael Ashcroft give a damn about them, yeah? And nobody can say Michael Ashcroft is not involved there one way or the other. He is he's the owner at the port of Belize. You understand me?
Yeah.
So, the Belizean people must know specifically. But this is a sad thing, Chicky. A lot of people don't understand these issues. And you talk about the rural areas, they could care less because they don't even know about anything. They have no access to information. And even when we have access to information, you got people like Johnny Briceño here in Orange Walk who controls most of the media. You got cable, he could decide who on the cable. He could decide what news and how the news is aired, both on radio and TV. You name it, he has control over. And here in Orange Walk, I've always called Johnny Briceño the Briceño, then the octopus of this country, especially in this storm of ours. And we have to be real, Checky. And these are the kind of issues that sometimes people maybe we don't like discuss, but this is the reality of things, man. And I tell you, because there are days and weeks to discuss these things. But the simple for me, it comes down to a simple thing. Ask yourself, what do you have? When you look at Johnny Briceño and have thousands of acres, what do you have as a Belizean, as an Orangeaqueño? You don't even have a piece of land, and it hurts me, Checky. Because when I they try to find parcels of land so we could subdivide so that we give out one lot to one Belizean, to one Orangeaqueño. And we can't find any kind of lands, and the only lands you find there where the bush where nobody going to live. My brother, it hurts us, you know why? Because then we never had to do that. And this is the hypocrisy of things. When you have Briceño, you talk about he go there and say, oh, everybody need to get a piece of land. I will see that we are do this and that and that. My brother, what bigger hypocrite do you need when you talk about, oh, people need land when you have deprived the people of Orange Walk of land? Huh? Tell me how that works. But these are the things that Belizeans must know. That's why when a man up on the tour right now and abandoned and walked out of the National Oversight Committee, he in effect abandoned the people of this country. And for what? For Godon Wali politicking, Wali tour, no problem. He could have still done that and been a part of the National Oversight Committee. But they can't be a part of the National Oversight Committee and criticize the government. That is the problem.
Yeah.
He has put politics first than the interests of the people. And we're in this pandemic, This pandemic not gone nowhere. This pandemic, maybe the worst of it is yet to come,
Mm-hmm.
Because, listen to me, you look at the United States, you look at Mexico, you look at Guatemala, you look all over the world where the rising of this thing here, and we are in the middle of this thing here. We need guidance, we need the best of people of minds to help us through this crisis. And yet he walked out on this. He walked out on the Belizean people. Checky, to me, this is the height of the PUP hypocrisy. And I will tell you this, Johnny and the PUP and Michael Ashcroft has nothing good for this country. Yeah. But it is up to the Belizean people to understand these issues. And I think, Checky, I'd ask, we have to bring these things out to light so that people could understand these things. The hypocrisy. Oh, yeah, and they talk to people, yes, once I get in a power, we get back in the office and make sure everybody got land. How you have thousands of land. I think what we need for that, get them guys, when they try to give out lots to people and bring them to Orange Walk and highlight them certain lands where they make people just go in and take land because, I mean, they are deprived from land. Our Belizean people here, especially Orange Walk people, can't get piece of land in my division.
Yeah. They said they're going on tour. They say, well, Minister,
you forgot that tour, yes, and take some of the land and they go on Orange Walk and show them.
The thing is that the oversight committee never gone in a limbo. When you go downtown every day, if you see that line that people store, where people get in pantry, they're not no joke, Minister. And every day people receive their pantry. And I understand that we will be moving into phase 2 of the unemployment relief. And there's other things coming up for small business, and all of these are coming out from the Oversight Committee along with the government, right?
I mean, if you want to help somebody, Checky, man, that is one of the places you want to be. But when the leader opposition walk out on that, I mean, that he don't have no love for nobody, except love for himself, his personal and political gain, and that of his party. Well, I will tell you, the PUP, they bring nothing good for the people of this country. And I could say that, you know why, Checky? Because there are no new blood where they're there. Half or more than half, 3/4 of them people were there, that the old PUP guard, the same people who are the architects of corruption, who basically brought this country to its knees. And you want to come ask me for make I come out and support that, you're most mad. But our young people out there don't know these things, Checky. The young person who just turned 18 and register have no clue about these things because then they were never into politics. Huh?
Yeah, and
right?
But the relief that is coming from the Oversight Committee along with the government of Belize, Minister, it's for PUPs, UDPs,
Everybody.
Christian, non-Christian. It's across the board, right?
And that is the difference. You know, when you look at politics, the PUP, when PUP is in office, they don't care about the opposition. They don't give the opposition no help. They could care less. Under the UDP, I will tell you, they get a lot of help from the government. Huh? A lot and tremendous help from the government. At the end of the day, the difference is always clear in how we manage things. Right now, through this whole COVID, the Prime Minister could easily say, well, representatives, ministers, who know handle this thing. He said, no, we are going to do this the right way. And that means we don't have no ministerial interference in this. That means we don't have no minister that come with a list of people do this and then people have to get help. No, he said, listen to me, this is a crisis that affects every single Belizean. And as such, we need to help every single Belizean that we can.
So you as a minister...
And that cannot be looked at as PUP or UDP.
So you as a minister, you can't go in there and say, give this one, give that one, give this one, give that one?
None at all, none at all.
You think that was the right way to do it?
I think it is the right way to do it. Of course, there's questions and say, who are the people now giving it out? Because I'll tell you, Checky, everywhere you go, politics is involved, one way or the other. You understand me? But at the end of the day, I feel good to know that we did the right thing as a government by ensuring that this was not handled politically, but rather handled it for what it is, a crisis for all Belizeans, and ensure that we do our best for reach out to all Belizeans, whether you're on PUP or UDP. I mean, that shows you the kind of leadership, that shows you the kind of government, the kind of party that the United Democratic Party is all about. And when you look at things like that, and you compare to all the things where the PUP do, PUP don't got no heart for nobody. You think PUP me and they worry PUP me and make sure the PUP take care of the people?
Yeah, and even
and
by
these are
saying
the things that people must be aware of.
But even by saying that, Minister, you know we have people stored up that are issuing out pantry through the government of Belize, right? People consider them as supporters of the party, but they have some people with PUPs with a shop get business as well, right? So it's across the board, no?
I want to tell you this, there's more PUP businesses out there getting the business than UDPs, right? And that to me, well, I could tell you in the East, most are in a PUP. But it doesn't matter. For me,
as long
at
as
the end of the day,
people.
once the help is reached out there, the most important thing is for us to reach out to all Belizeans, PUP or UDP, because with the Belizeans, Shaki, when there's a time for politics, you know, when that time comes, of course, we have to deal with politics. But right now, we are in a crisis. We have to look after our Belizean people. We can't do like Johnny Briceño, and I hope Johnny Briceño is not an example. If he's ever an example for what not to do as a leader. Because how will you abandon the people at a time like this when we're in crisis as a nation? And you are walk out for say, well, make I go out there and then, make I tell you, all he is doing on his tour, Checky, he's trying to deceive the people. He's trying to put wool over people's eyes, you know? He went out there and talked to people, but no worry, when we get there, we look on land, my brother, land, when you have so much and people out there have nothing, no, if I'm serious, I could say, you know what, well, I have only 3,000 acres, make I give it back to the people, make I give people and tell people to go get a piece. Then, you know, but they don't have no intention of that, Checky. What they have done to this country in the past, and I say in the past because they were in government, and all the corruption that they did, and they figure they come back right now and deceive the people again. I don't think people are so fool, but like I said, our younger generation needs to be informed. They have to understand what has transpired, because nobody who just turned 18 right now and can vote on their own can sit back and tell you about the PUP corrupt era when they were in office. They can't tell you. They can't tell you when the people had to come together and boot them out of office. They can't tell you that because they were not involved in these things, you know.
Yeah. Minister, we need to take a crack break. We got some text on and come back.
Sure, man.
Reading text messages. That's right, folks. It's 8 o'clock, and Minister Aragon and Robert Checky Usher will be back after these messages right here on Norte Television Channel 10.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el balancín. Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche France.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
World-class spaces for Belizean athletes to thrive and fans to enjoy. Our new basketball and multipurpose arenas have proven their worth, attracting regional and international sporting events and hosting expos, conferences, and proud graduates. Your government moving Belize forward.
Worried about wearing that sleeveless dress or sexy bikini due to unsightly ingrown hairs, razor bumps, or burn on your legs, underarms, or bikini lines? With TendSkin, those worries are a thing of the past. Just apply TendSkin and you'll be surprised at how quickly it works. So regain the confidence to go short, go sleeveless,
Go TendSkin.
Visit us online at GoTendSkin.com.
Distributed by Vegas Imports.
Someone come? Yes, someone coming. Let's go. Sa. Fastest question of the day. Why you the letter?
Who sent me the letter?
That sign right there. You can't read?
Well, make I tell you something. In this community, everybody dump here, so me just dump my garbage right here.
So if somebody jump off a bridge, you that do it too?
Oh man, no.
You never know that littering is an environmental crime and Department of the Environment can charge you for that?
Why is that a crime?
Because you pollute the same environment you live in, dirtying the same land and water you use. You don't even know that you dumping garbage can make you and your family sick by attracting disease-carrying pests, and the Department of the Environment just to try help we take care of the environment.
So all of that? Well, now that you put it that way.
Thanks for your 5 cents, brother. That's 5 cents question of the day.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
John Briceño says government needs to trim the fat. Let's take a minute to look at that fact.
Johnny Briceño receives a salary of $60,000 from the government to be the leader of the opposition and $84,000 for sports and community projects in his constituency. The People's United Party representatives receive about $993,000 annually from government to assist residents of their constituencies.
Since the COVID-19 state of emergency, the Prime Minister of Belize has given all his salary toward the relief efforts. The UDP ministers has given up a month's salary and allowances going forward. Johnny Briceño has not agreed to give up anything. The PUP representatives have not agreed to give up anything.
Leadership is about action, not words.
The ongoing technological evolution constantly transforms the way we live our lives. The introduction of our national fiber network creates the opportunity for Belizeans to live the digital lifestyle. Today, Digi is proud to introduce Dana, Belize's first artificially intelligent automated assistant. Dana is the modern customer service experience. Available 24/7, Dana can provide Digi prepaid and postpaid customers with directory information, credit and plan balances, product and promo information, and more. Just talk to Dana. Want to check your credit balance? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, what's my credit balance?
New Digi promotions? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, any new Digi promotions?
Dial 113 for directory assistance and dial 119 to talk to Dana. Digi remains committed to introducing the latest in cutting-edge technologies, transforming Belize one technology at a time. Try Dana today.
Thank you for calling Digi Customer Service.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking, plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The Government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show as we're here this morning. This one comes from the East. It says, good morning, check. I want to wish you and Minister Argon a blessed Wednesday. Also, big up the Minister for all the good work he is doing in the East. That one comes from Miss Mary, Minister. That one comes from Miss Mary there in the East. You know, she's a hard-working person, yes, right? Always work, and she always big up a party. You say, okay, let's see this next one. This next one goes here is saying, good morning. Please ask the minister. We still have serious problem here in San Joaquin Village with this pantry. The Chinese shops are not given to our people groceries. Yesterday, 2 families came here with me that the Chinese lady said she didn't get paid from the government yet, so when she get paid, she an issue out, you know. Then things are happening in our range.
Yeah.
And then somebody is always also saying here, Minister, why did they fire my sister from being a big UDP supporter and from Niche? You know, make us see which next one he got here. So he said, good morning, Minister, you are doing a good job. Keep up the work, and you are the man for the East. So that's it for the texts that we have here, Minister.
Yeah, well, sure, man. Well, you know, I would like to maybe, I know you mentioned somebody would talk about being fired from Niche. Well, that it wasn't only one person, check it. Several persons who lost their job, but people must understand that Niche is a statutory body. That means they work independent to a large extent, you know, from government. in terms that due to the COVID, I think all statutory boards, including the Sports Council and all of these other entities that are deemed statutory bodies, they have to be able to fund their own selves, and the government did not give them a supplementary, which they used to do every month. And so this has affected them, but it comes down to the management in terms of for them to be able to try to see how best to manage. I know some statutory boards have everybody in that statutory board, for instance, in the Ministry of Sports, received a cut in salary. Then they fire one or two who were laid off, but majority of people have taken a cut in pay to keep on to be on there. I think that different statutory boards operate differently, and of course, with COVID, we have seen some people lost their jobs. But I am optimistic that as soon as we, especially with nature, as soon as revenues begin to come in terms of the tourism and from the national sites, then they can recover and rehire these people. But that is the situation thus far, no? COVID has affected everything, Checky. I could tell you what COVID has done in my division, how it's affected us, funding for surveys, funding for small projects that are already planned for this year. A lot of those things has taken and been put on hold now. So it has affected everywhere, and I really feel it in terms of when people lose their jobs, because that is their livelihoods,
But Nitch generate most of their funds from the sites and from the cruise ships that comes in, right?
Exactly, and all of that not a function right now,
Yeah, I hear one of the standard bearers for the People's United Party was saying about Caracol, why they are doing Caracol when they're going to take that money and do it for something else. But you alluded to one time if money comes from a project, it has to go to that project. You can't divert that, right?
No, you can't just divert that. And moreover, listen, tourism has done this country well, and it will continue to do well as soon as we can overcome this COVID situation. That is all I can say in regards to that, in terms of the other people who are talking about the pantry when they need to report those things to the Human Development Office, and then the Human Development Office will look into those things.
Sometimes people get purchase order, Minister, but once you get the purchase order, then you're supposed to be able to pay. Yes. You need to issue out the order on the purchase order. But Minister, let's talk a little bit about what happened in Palmar on Sunday with the Palmar Lands Advisory Committee.
Well, I would like to say that, this Sunday we had a meeting in Palmar, and we had first of all, I'd like to thank the Deputy Prime Minister of Belize, Mr. Honorable Hugo Pat, who is the Minister responsible for natural resources. He came down here and attended this meeting with myself, along with the Commissioner of Lands, the Deputy Commissioner of Lands, along with the legal officer for the Ministry of Natural Resources. And I really am grateful for them to having come down to look into this situation. What has happened, Checky, for quite some time, and I will say it's maybe 2-3 years now from, I think the last duly elected LATS committee in Palmar was in 2016, right? But since then, if you looked at that time, you had, and this is the meeting, these are the pictures of the people that were out there from Palmar, and I feel
good attendance.
We had a very good attendance, and I think that every time you have things that concern the people of Palmar, you have a good show.
Community center look nice inside.
Yes, of course, we always take care of our areas, we had painted that too,
Yeah, it look nice.
We fixed it up with funds and everything. My thing is that this was a long time in the making. And a lot of people have said, Aragon, why you can't fix this problem? It wasn't, not such an easy fix as people might think. What has transpired, and just to give a little history as far as I know it, and the people of Palmar could correct me if I'm wrong, but what has transpired, there was an agreement, and people must understand this, Palmar is the only village in this entire country of Belize that has sole authority over their lands, what is deemed Palmar. No other part of this country has that kind of agreement, and that agreement came way back with, I think, King George, or who basically gifted those lands to Palmar, because I think they represented the Indians, where at that time I think the British came in and removed them from their native lands and put them in Palmar, and so they gifted them these lands. But the agreement that they had was that the government of Belize would be the trust. That means they will just be there to oversee what was happening in Palmar. And what basically they had was an agreement where the elders at that time, the elders of the Palmar village would be the person or the elders of their community in terms of the Indians at that time would be in charge of overseeing the distribution of the lands that have been gifted to them. But as time progressed, the elders got older, and some of them have passed away. Yeah. Most of them, I think, have passed away, and they were incapable of having a proper LATS committee.
Okay.
But there was no change in terms of the agreement. That agreement still stood for decades.
You can't block that.
And so that, how do we move forward when you have no other elders? You have to have a legitimate LATS committee. And what happened was that we had to, since then, we didn't have a legitimate LATS committee because after the elders gone, then other people come up and try to basically be the LATS committee and issue lands and all of these things, which to a large extent in the legal aspect of things is not proper, because if you're an elder and it calls for elders, how will you be a LATS committee like that? And if you're not duly elected. So what transpired there was that we needed to fix and put in an SI, basically a law that will govern from here on how lands in Palmar is distributed, how the LATS committee is formed, etc. And so what transpired after 2016, since there were no more elders to have a due election, a proper election, I sought the Attorney General's ministry in terms of looking at the minister himself. I had a lot of meetings with him, the councils that worked there with him. They had to do their research in terms of looking at what was the agreement, what was everything that pertained to the Lands Committee. I believe they even went to archives to try to find these informations. And apart from the Attorney General's ministry, we had the Ministry of Natural Resources, who is basically the trust, who are responsible, the part of government that is responsible to work in terms with the LATS Committee in Palmar and oversee them. And so, all of these things, and anybody who work with government will tell you, sometimes certain things take a long time. Anyway, we have been working on that, pushing on that, looking at all of that, because the amount of recommendations that came out, we could do it this way, we could do it that way. It is best that we have the first descendants now, and then we got second descendants, a whole series of things. And at the end of the day, my whole goal on this, like when I spoke to the Attorney General's ministry and the trustee, which is lands, I told them, listen, all I would want to see is something that can be put in law that will be fair and will be just to every descendant of that village. And I'm glad to say that I believe that the best start has been given into this, and I'm hoping, and of course we can't satisfy every little issue, but I believe that the new SI that has been done, and that is why we were in Palmar, to want to introduce and basically consult and lay out how we will go towards electing a new legitimate LATS committee. And that could not be possible if we never have the SI in place. So having had that now, I feel good now. You know why? Because now the law speaks to descendants, and I have no monarchy again, because the monarchy is like, you got queen and then this and that. Yes, and that is what was to a large extent taking place with the LATS committee in Palmar, where you had the elders, and now elders don't exist, so we're going to first descendants and second descendants. And so I think all of that to a large extent is now taken away, and saying, you know what, the people who will be in the LATS committee will one have to be a descendant and have certain criteria, and of course people who will be able to elect that LATS committee will have to be descendants, but they have to meet certain criteria to be able to vote. So that LATS committee, once established, will now oversee the entire LATS in Palmar and give legitimacy to the LATS committee.
Will the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or bodies from the government select or elect these persons, or it will be done by the villagers?
What has come, like I said, everything has been done in terms of looking at the descendants to empower the people of Palmar who are descendants. Of course, there have to be certain criteria: who could vote, who makes up a descendant in the first place and which descendant is eligible to vote. Because you have somebody where banned about Ghana states, of course he can't vote because he no live there. So there are certain things that have to be put in place. And I think, to me, the important thing in this is that we have set the groundwork, the foundation that will empower the people in Palmar to make the right decision. Now, that is the crucial part. We have empowered. And now the people of Palmar have an opportunity for them to basically select the right people for this thing. And when we went to this meeting this Sunday, my only message to the people of Palmar, because I've had a number of people, both PUP and UDP call they want, then they try to do their own LATS committee and things like that. And I've stayed away from those things, right? I've stayed away from these things because I truly believe that if we want to empower people, we have to give them, we can't, I cannot sit and say, well, oh, I work with this Lee crowd or Dali crowd. To me, politics in Palmar, in terms of the LATS committee, should not be none at all. And like I told everybody who were there, for me, this has nothing to do with UDP and PUP. And I ask people, please bury the UDP and PUP in terms of when you're looking at selecting the LATS committee. So and it's not easy to do, Cheki, because not only about, I spoke to a friend last night from Palmar, and he said, not only the politics in Aragon, it is also the favoritism, put him because he helped me with this and that. So that there were a lot of things, dynamics within this election. But my only request to the people of Palmar is listen, do the right thing, man. I am confident that in the village of Palmar, you have qualified people, people who are intelligent, people who can be fair and just, and people who wants to do what is right for the village of Palmar, what is right and how a proper LATS committee should function. They have the kind of people there, but they have to get those people involved so that they can manage the LATS committee.
Forget the right people.
The right people. If we get that, then the right thing will be done. But if if the people of Palmar don't do what they should do in terms of selecting the right people, Cheki, and then go select just like in a politics, and go and select one crowd when they have the interest of the people at heart, then they will suffer. Yeah. And that has always happened in the past. We have had committees out there, I think, where really has done some damage there, and some people not happy with them, etc. And the LATS committee, whoever forms the LATS committee right now, Cheki, has a heap of work. When I tell you a load of work, no joke, because they have to look at all those applications that are already in there, and how they will move forward, and look at what they have and how they will move forward with that also. Tremendous work is there for the LATS committee, but I'm confident. I had this first meeting along with the minister and others from Natural Resources, and I will tell you, I feel that the people of Palmar genuinely want to do the right thing. But it will be up to them, and I am confident that we're going to have a LATS committee, but at the end of the day, it is now left up to the people of Palmar to decide. This has no influence political, and I could tell them that as a political officer, the representative of the Orange Walk East Division, I have no hand in there to say, make we put politics in there, put UDP over this and that. None whatsoever. You could rest assured that I am not involved, because I don't believe it is the right thing to do, Cheki. I believe that village needs a proper LATS committee, people when they have to put up there who could stand up for integrity, who are honest, who really love their village and want to see the best for that village. But you don't have to select those people, and all I ask is for that. Nothing else, Cheki. Because I truly believe that we can do great things as individuals, but we must, as a community, do the right thing in selection. Right? And I am glad that the long road to getting the foundation set so that this can now happen, I feel good that, yes, it has taken some time, but nevertheless, we have reached the point where that foundation has been set, and now it is in the hands of the people of Palmar. And I really appreciate the Ministry of National Security, National Lands, in terms of how they went out there and basically they informed the public, and they are taking it step by step and ensure that they move forward and get this thing done. Because, sometimes it's not an easy thing when you deal with a lot of people, but thus far the first meeting was a great success. I want to thank every villager that went out there. The next meeting, Cheki, and since we are here, and I just want to mention it, will be on the 19th of July. Not this Sunday, the following Sunday, we'll be back there to select a small committee, advisory committee, that will be basically oversee who all will be able to vote. And then after that, I think we will set a date for the election and so forth, or the work has to be done, and eventually we get to the date of election and nominations first, I guess, and after that, a date of election, and the people of Palmyra will then select their new LATS committee. And I hope people do the right thing there. So it's in their hands, Checky.
Okay.
You know, like I've always said, you know, we made a talk about politics earlier. And one thing I will tell you, you know, and one thing I'm proud of my parents who grew me up in a certain way, that you stand for what is right, you believe in a certain things, and you stick by those things. Because definitely, when we look at leadership, I think that in this country, no matter where we are, and I think across the world, people need leaders who will stand in the best interests of their communities and of their country, right? We must stand for the people. And to do that, at times, we have to be able to be strong enough for stand up even against your own party, against your own friend, because you are there to stand for what is right for people and country. And sometimes they ain't think no easy, Checky.
Yeah.
And that is why I've always told people in Orange Rockies, with Eloy Aragon Jr., you could bet that you got somebody there which will stand with you. I know the bullshit this, I know the, we know I quote this nicely. You need people, and we need leaders who are there for you no matter what. I got a lot of people who don't like me, you know. A lot of politicians who don't like me because I know they have to stand for this or that. And I think for myself, I think it's what is in the best interest, and I go with that, Checky. Yeah. And there's a lot of examples of that, you know. We have leaders right here in Orange Rock who are nothing more than just puppets, and they follow certain people, right?
Yep.
And I do think that is why in this country of ours, I think that Belizeans across this country are looking for leaders who are ready to stand for them. No faking of this thing. Not like Johnny Briseño with, we are the next government at the PUP and look for lands for we people, when they themselves have basically take so much land from Belizeans, and yet you talk about you want to try to find land for Belizeans. Come on. I think we need genuine leadership, and this goes out to everybody. The situation at Palmyra, you need genuine leaders there that will do good for the LATS committee, good for Palmyra. And these things don't come so easy, you know, Checky. Because sometimes it's easier to jump on the bandwagon and ride with that than stand on your own and fight for the Belizean people, fight for your division, fight for the best interests of our community. And sometimes these things come with a cost, but nevertheless we are here. But I feel very good. Thank you all who attended the Palmyra meeting, and I look forward to the next meeting, and hopefully we move forward from there positively.
Yeah. Last week a gentleman called from Santa Marta concerning the road situation and any update with the water system that we spoke about.
Well, Checky, a lot of things. Just what I will say is this, in terms of the water system, because I think that has been around for like 3-4 weeks now. What has transpired with the water system is that just before the rains come, we couldn't get in the truck. The truck was parked, I get to understand, I have not confirmed this, but somebody tell me that they stole a number of parts from the truck.
What?
So they parked the truck down and then gone with them. I think with the generator or the fittings or something. But anyway, they tell me the truck should be up very soon. Get it back up, and as soon as we get that back up, they're going to go and drill that well, because what is happening in Santa Marta is that we need a new well.
Are you in contact with the people?
Yes. I was actually in Santa Marta on Monday, this Monday.
Okay.
I went and visited them. I had a meeting, actually. We could show some pictures, I think. If we had any, I'm not sure. But definitely I was in Santa Marta. And these are some of the issues we discussed. I had a little meeting in terms of people there, listening to their concerns, what are some of the challenges. So definitely the water, getting that well is important. But apart from that, I had a meeting Monday night, actually. After I come back from Santa Marta, I had a meeting in terms of all the chairmen of the water boards, right? And why I called a meeting with all the chairmen of the water board is because I want to ensure that they are doing the right thing. I want to ensure that they are communicating with their people. And like I tell them, listen, it is important that you as a chairman have the responsibility to, one, manage that water in your community, two, be accountable to the community, 3, look as to how you can expand water, how you can improve the water system. And I will tell you, a very good meeting we had in Santa Marta, I will tell you right now. Once we get that second well done and connected, the water board is now looking to put up and invest in a proper purification system, water purification system. So the people at Santa Marta will be able to get purified water to a large extent, quality water. So that is the project that is now being worked upon. And for me, that will benefit every single person in that village, whether they're in a PUP or UDP. I could care less about that, because at the end of the day, water is a necessity that every household needs to have. And so those are the kind of things we are working on. And of course, you know, the other water boards, of course, some have challenges and this and that. But and one of the things that have my message to everybody in the village is pay on a water bill only $10. Huh? But if you not pay your water bill, then the water board can't function properly. Can't look at servicing, expanding. Can't look at bringing and buying systems to improve the water, because these things cost money.
Yeah.
You know, so it is important that people in the villages pay on $10. I mean, you know, have one great opportunity there. They're not like me, are you in a town? $10 no carry no way with water. And if you not pay your bill, they cut you immediately, right? Check it. So
that's true.
People in the village, you know, got a great opportunity. Don't let that slip by in terms of working with your water board. Pay your bills so that the water board can in turn do something great for you all. So I had those 2 meetings, you know, and in terms of Santa Marta, definitely the water thing is hopefully we could get that in 2 weeks. I would want to say. I can't say because it's not dependent on me. It is dependent on us being able to get the truck, and that truck has to come from local government, and that one truck they have for the whole country. So they're all about scheduling. Apart from that, the road checking. Yes, the road is bad. I've been there several times, not just Monday that I went to have a meeting with the villagers there, but also I have been there when we had the rains, and I know the area. I think there's a culvert that has basically kind of gone in, and water has accumulated there. Public Works has been duly informed. I've sent pictures to them so they can see the situation. And actually, Mr. Jones has informed me that they went out there already. They have already assessed the situation, and we will get to it on starting Monday. What is happening, we just got the Public Works equipment on Monday here. And so we have been fixing some of the bad areas we've had in Pasadita area. And so we'll show you all the work. Maybe we could do that now one time, because
so they are working. They are currently working in those areas.
So we are working in all the Pasadita area, fixing up the roads. I'm out there.
These look nice.
Yes, man. We fix it up. We fix up all these roads, and we are trying to do our best in terms of fixing all the roads, etc. Places where no really need for scrape and that we are trying not to do that because of the dust factor.
Yeah.
But we are patching, and we are rolling, with the roller and all of these things, so we could get, the roads up to standard. So I'm trying to do this. But definitely Monday we are going to move from here and go to Santa Marta and scrape that road, because we need to do some work on that road. Cane farming is still ongoing in terms of people still they take cane to the factory, so we want to fix up those. And we had some serious holes in those areas, Checky, in our Pasadita area, so that's why we had to do some of this work. Yeah. But Monday the equipment will go to Santa Marta to scrape that road, and of course I got Champan Ridge Road where they want this scraping. And then, of course, we're going to come back here and continue the work in the east, because we have a lot of areas where stand really bad,
People might wonder, what are some of the streets that they are currently working on in that area?
Yeah, well, right now, back at the whole Pasadita area, especially in terms of the Ardenette Alley, we have the Juventus Street, Cuello Street, 5th Street, and the other streets that are there, we are working on that. And I'm doing this area because this area, with the rains, really took a lick. And of course, I got other areas in the east that needs attention. So we'll come to those likewise, but everything with time, Checky. I wish I may have one company with so much bulldozer, grader, and roller. I don't put them out there a long time, But yes. The fact is that the resources are limited. So I'm trying to manage as best as we can. But that is the situation. And like I said, they're not because I lack of trying. It is a matter of fact we push hard. Forget these equipment,
Right.
And I'm glad, and I just want to pick up the Ministry of Works for being out there with us and getting these things done. So there's not a week, a day goes that we not get things done, Checky, and I feel good about it. I mean, great things has happened in terms of starting. We had Sunday with that meeting in Palmar. Monday we get the equipment. We start do some work. You could really see the work coming. We have the Santa Marta Road where we have to go do. We had the meeting with the water board. I felt good that these are the kind of things that keep us moving.
Yep. Minister, as we continue right here, he said, please don't forget the village of Tower Hill. Our roads need a little fix in that area as well.
That's right.
Yeah, but Minister, what we'll be taking our final break, and when we come back, we want to touch upon the convention, because the big convention come up this Sunday, and what's the way forward after the convention. So,
right.
Minister Ragon and Robert Cheque Usher will be back after these messages right here on North Television Channel 10.
Here we go. When we come back, we'll talk about the waste sport.
Easy way to instantly refresh your hair between washes. Simply spray, massage, and brush. For hair that is refreshed with added body and great texture, so you have time to boss the morning routine. Yes, you can. Batiste Dry Shampoo.
Distributed by Vegas Imports.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
114.60 acres in Tiger Creek, Orange Walk, 3,000 acres, 0.961 hectares to Jaime Briceño and John Briceño, 827.848 square yards to John Briceño, 5.4 acres to John Briceño and Jaime Briceño, 20 acres in Progreso to John Briceño again, 6 acres in Progreso. The all of Progreso you go with?
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. A nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
What they want to do is to try to secure their future in terms of grasping after political victory. There will be time enough for that. We can't go beyond November, the first week in November. But in the meantime, for God's sake, please focus on the fact that we are in a crisis that all of us together, led by the government, but all of us together must serve. You see, Madam Speaker, leader of the opposition is not present, but because he makes clear that his opposition is not on a matter of principle, it is strictly political. When he makes clear that he will put opportunism ahead of the best interests of the country, that is when he opens himself up to my declaring to the whole nation that he is unfit for leadership. You don't cut and run in the middle of a pandemic. Worse, you don't seek to exploit the pandemic for narrow political gain. And Madam Speaker, I am not the only one who says that he's unfit for leadership. He should tell us about what a member of his own party said, and I quote, "You," addressing it to the leader of the opposition, "you have shown unscrupulous behavior time and time again, and it is a part of your DNA. This is a reflection of your insecurity as party leader. You are aware many eyes are on the leadership of the party. Despite your having failed continuously to prove your leadership skills, your despicable actions will also violate the Constitution of Belize if given the opportunity. You have not demonstrated any qualities and capabilities of becoming the next Prime Minister of Belize. In closing, because of your lack of capacity to lead this nation of Belize and your inability to deliver yourself as a leader, you will now stand to bear all the consequences." Enough said, Madam Speaker.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Our economy benefits when goods and mobile services get to their destination quickly. When citizens are able to travel without frustration and undue hurdles, everyone benefits as well. The government of Belize is happy to announce the imminent upgrades to the Corozal-Sartaneja Road. 27 miles of road will be upgraded to paved standards and will include the replacement of 2 ferries with new bridges.
Why is it that we're going to invest in Sartaneja? Why is it that we have to take $50 million to invest in an area where we do not have a political directorate? We believe that as a government, we have to provide a service to all Belizeans.
Well, this for the village of Chunosh is a big advantage both ways. Sometimes when we got sickness, we got people sick at the clinic there, women. When we reach at the ferry, can't pass, 45 minutes have to wait. So now this road will benefit whole village, Sartaneja and Copperbank. I'm part of Progreso too. Well, it's really important for us.
I know that our village is not so much developed with tourism because it's a remote village. And for that reason, we don't have a lot of tourism over there. But now with this upgrading of the road and the pavement of the road, I think that, I believe and I think that it will be much beneficial for us and for everybody.
More for Belizeans, more for Belize. The government of Belize. Moving Belize forward.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine, Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
From working late to hot date avec Derek. Yes, you can. Looking half decent at early morning Pilates. Yes, you can. When you've totally forgotten your BFF's birthday. Yeah, you can. Looking surprisingly good in last night's clothes. Even unscheduled media appearances. Batiste Dry Shampoo. Yes, you can.
Distributed by Vegas Imports.
Belizeans love fresh fruits and vegetables. If you will be heading to the market to stock up, please be sure to do so safely. Be sure to sanitize your hands at sanitizing stations provided at the market. Limit your time at the market by planning ahead and making a list. Once there, be sure to adhere to 6 feet social distancing at all times. Purchasing pre-packaged produce helps to avoid touching produce that other people have touched. Sanitize your hands often, especially after conducting monetary exchanges or touching surfaces. If driving, you should place purchased goods in a designated tray within the vehicle. When you reach home, properly sanitize your reusable bags. It's also advisable to properly wash and dry your produce before consuming or storing them. The Belize Marketing and Development Corporation, Ministry of Health, and market managers encourage all Belizeans to keep safe and buy local.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Have you ever noticed the development that's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el... ¿Balancín? Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche France.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillett's Meat Shop. Fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show when it's 10 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Minister, and we had a convention, a United Democratic Party big convention on the 9th of February. Certain things happened when it comes to the leadership. And now we're going into a leadership convention, and this will be on Sunday. What's the logistics?
What is happening, Checky? I have a lot of people, supporters asking us, they want to be a part of this thing. They want to know where the bus going and all of these things.
Which one of the bus I got on the tamales?
You know, but what is happening right now is that from what we have gotten from the Secretariat is that they will only be allowing delegates to enter the Civic Center, no?
Okay, Civic Center you happen?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was at the IT vet.
No, IT vet, sorry, not
Okay.
Civic. Sorry about that. Yeah, the IT vet that will be the location for this election. And what will happen is that they will only be allowing the delegates to enter. So they only for enter, vote, cast their vote, and that is it. So we're not really
mass
bossing
gathering.
people. No mass gathering. You know, we're
Okay.
still in at this time, yeah, and you know, so that will not happen. It's only a delegates election day, right? For all delegates from across the country. That is still a little sizable amount of people, you know.
I know, I got the officials.
You
and
got about
everything.
nearly 600 people out there.
Yeah,
So-
Minister, you have made it public that the last election you supported Honorable Patrick Faber, and you are saying that you will support Patrick once again. What's the qualities that you see in Mr. Faber going forward if Mr. Faber will be successful in this leadership convention and going into the election, and if the party wins and he becomes Prime Minister? What qualities you see in Mr. Faber?
Well, and I think one of the most important aspects about this is that we need to make the right decision. Just like in anything else we do, we have to put the best foot forward, and I think Patrick Faber will bring that to the party. I know say the man perfect, you know, and we only could choose between 3 candidates that are running right now, you know, and of the 3, I personally, from my own personal convictions and what I feel and what I think, I am supporting Patrick Faber. I think he's the best leader we have thus far to be the next party leader for the United Democratic Party. I think he's young, dynamic. He has what it takes, and I think we need fresh blood. I think we need fresh vision, new ideas to bring to the United Democratic Party as we progress in politics. You know, and I do think that he has what it takes. Now, at the end of the day, that's not up to me. It will be up to the delegates across the country to make that decision. And all I say to everybody, and I've always said this, is that everybody must make their decision, and you must make that decision based on your love for your party and what will be in the best interest of people and country. That is the way we have to look at it. No two ways about it. I know people say, well, the delegates and the ministers control delegates. I think at the end of the day, the delegates has a responsibility to the hundreds of thousands of UDPs who cannot vote. They have a serious responsibility. And all I ask delegates is, listen, bear in mind that responsibility and do the right thing. And I think at the end of the day, whoever wins at this election, the United Democratic Party must rally behind that person and we move forward, because then that is democracy. You know, and I do believe that whichever leader becomes elected for the UDP, that like there's a saying that says, "Where is the head that wears the crown?" Being in politics not easy, you know. Being at the top there, in terms of being the leader of the party, a lot of responsibility will be bestowed on those shoulders, and they not be an easy thing, especially in what is transpiring right now with the pandemic in terms of the COVID-19 virus. So there's a lot of challenges ahead, and that is why I think it is important that when we look at that, we must realize that, listen, next term not easy for any party we get there, right? For any for the Belizean people on a whole, it not be easy. But my thing is this, is that we have to select the right leader. And that right leader, everybody have their own opinion. Like I've said my opinion in terms of, I stand with Patrick for many, many reasons. And one of them is that I truly believe that this party needs young, dynamic leadership. It needs leadership that cares. It needs leadership that will put country and people first. And that is why I stand with Patrick Farber. And like I said, Patrick is not a perfect person. They have issues, and I think nobody up there where they run is perfect. Not even leadership in the PUP. We don't know where they stand. Then they're far off. But in the United Democratic Party, I do think that our great Prime Minister, Honorable Dean Barrow, you know, he has come to the end of his political career in terms, you know, by law he can't run again on these things. But I do think that he has done a spectacular job. But he has to move on. So a change has to take place, and it is now up to the delegates across this country to make that change for the hundreds and thousands of UDP supporters out there who can't cast a vote, you know. And I do think that with that comes great responsibility to everybody who will be voting. And all I ask, just like in everything, is listen to me, we get the leaders we so choose. If we not choose right leaders, then we have to live with that. If we choose the right leaders, we will see great things. And to me, that decision is coming here this Sunday. Everybody know who I support. I support Patrick Farber, and we will see what takes place on Sunday.
Yeah, when they have different representatives who are supporting different candidates, we have 3 candidates right now. How difficult will it be for the party, since election is so close, for the party to get united? I'm not saying that they're apart right now, but you know, in elections, sometimes some people feel
it's an election.
Kind of way, you know?
And it's an election. This is an internal party election, and I will tell you this. Of course, some people not happy because whoever lose not too happy, right? I mean,
that's
it's
it.
there.
Yeah.
But we have to be mature. We have to be big enough for say, you know, this is the hand we have been dealt with. What we handle. We have to unite. We have to come together, because at the end of the day, the greatest enemy to our country is that of the PUP right now, and Lord Ashcroft. And I will tell you this, I for one, no matter what transpires, we have to unite, because at the end of the day, the biggest fight I am against right now is the PUP. Because, listen to me, if the PUP ever gets back into office, man, along with Ashcroft, like I said, Belize will be put on a silver platter and handed over to Ashcroft. No two ways about that. That is my personal opinion. That is what I know, and I always try to look at historical facts, and it is all there lined up for us in the history of the PUP and Ashcroft. We know what they have done in the past, and nobody can tell me that they not happen again in the future, right? Because once we put the two together, what do you expect? What do you expect from hags in the mud? They get dirty, they do what they do. And so the Belizean people right now, throughout all this COVID, I think the Belizean people must think things through properly. We have an election sometime in November. When that election comes, people must make that decision, you know. And the leaders we pick is the leaders we will get. And like I've said, you know, I truly believe in this country right now, we need people. We need leaders who are ready to stand on their own 2 feet. We don't want puppets. We want people who will stand and fight for people and country. And sometimes that is easier said than done, Jackie, because we all know how politics operate. Because I'll tell you, like me, when it comes to the ICJ and all of these things, nobody tell me how to vote. I say what I believe and what I stand, just like with Patrick Farber. I remember when Patrick Farber ran for the Deputy Prime Minister post. Not only me and Heredia stood with this man, And only me and he stood together and gone countrywide and campaigned for him for be deputy party leader. But at that time, we had a whole new different set of delegates who I believe were open in terms of, they were long time standing delegates. They stood for what they believed, and they did the right decisions. And that is how Patrick Faber was elected. This time around, we have one other set of delegates. They're not the same delegates, but, you know, politics is what it is. My whole thing is this. Throughout my history in my life, you know, I have learned a lot. And I'll tell you one thing, I stand here for what is in the greater interest of people and country, because I truly believe that is the greatest service any leader can do and should do. Leaders, when you stand for people and country, my brother, it is best you don't even become a leader of this country, because then you have nothing good to give back to your people. And Checky, we just pass through, you know. What greater service you can do than to your people and your nation. And when you left politics or you left these kinds of responsibilities, you are all right. You could do what you want to do, but you know that you have done justice for the people of this country. You know, do injustice like gather thousands and thousands of acres for yourself, and then you there right out there, they say, oh, when I get there, we'll make sure we get land for everybody. Which kind of hypocrisy that? But at the end of the day, we as Belizeans will get the leaders we so choose, you know.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we have to live with those things.
Okay,
so checking my thing is simple, but people will have to know. And I look forward to this convention this Sunday. No matter what happens, you know, that does not phase in what I stand for and what I believe in, you know. But like I said, this is a democratic party. We're going through that election, and from there we move on.
Minister, well, we are at 9 o'clock. Your closing remarks this morning, as we are in the month of July and August, and this is when we have
transfers and registrations.
Right.
Well, Checky, we had more one or two lead things for talk about, but anyway, I just want to quickly say to all our football teams that are out there, all the football teams within Orange Walk, you know, the Aragon's Christmas Cup. I know the sports committee had a meeting last night. They are already planning in terms of the Aragon's Christmas Cup.
Okay.
And hopefully they'll be getting in touch with all the team leaders out there to inform them of what will happen. So I feel good that is already steps are being made to see the Aragon's Christmas Cup come to light this year again. And likewise, you know, I just want to big up Rocky again. Over the weekend, I know he went out and dealt with the waste disposal of Tower Hill Village.
That's the chairman of Tower Hill, right?
Chairman of Tower Hill. Just want to big him up again for his continued work out there. Mm-hmm. And of course, I just want to say, Checky, that at the end of the day, you know, I know today we talked a lot. I started off with Johnny Briseño, and that I get tired of talking about him later, because, you know, but it is important we do so because people must understand. And my only thing is, I ask the young people out there, listen, it's nothing like when you have lived it. You know, I never lived when we had independence. You know, I mean, a young boy, you could say, I mean just a runabout in a brief then time, but. Yeah. You know, I never really appreciated because I wasn't in the time that I could have really appreciated it because of the age. But nevertheless, I could read about it. I could hear about it. I could go back and talk to people who passed through it, like my father and others, and
learn
get
about
an
it.
appreciation of it and learn of it, you know. And just like how young voters who just turned 18 right now, a little older, who now could vote, have no idea of our history in terms of politics. And since independence, I ask you all, listen, we have one thing when they call the internet. You could go there and do the research. You could go there and see what all. And I will tell you, the history of Belizean politics in terms of Johnny Briseño, Musa, Fonseca's, Marines, you name them, the history is there. You can research it and learn about the political history, and you will see that the PUP under the leadership of Johnny Briseño and the same bunch of people who wants to vie for political office in the PUP right now are the same people who were teamed up with Ashcroft and who brought an amount of corruption that up to today this country is still trying to recover from. And that is the truth. And nobody can say that also, because history tells you it is like that. And my thing is this, we must educate ourselves. You know, as young people, need to relax instead of on Facebook. Take one little time and go over the internet and do your research and read about things that had transpired out there. You don't understand much about BTL and the fiasco. How the port went into receivership and all of that thing. When you look at Imarbe and all of these things, look at all of these things. You know, the UDP government has been fighting against Ashcroft, has been fighting against the PUP. And those are the kind of fights that we continue to do, especially in the looming fact right now, where you have Lord Ashcroft right now in this country buying over our bank, you know, looking at other areas where to come into Belize and invest. And he spells nothing good when he's coupled with the PUP. And my thing to all our Belizeans out there, listen, you will be empowered very shortly in the next couple of months to make a decision on how this party will be governed for the next 5 years. I think those decisions are crucial, and at least it requires that you make that decision properly. And how you make that decision properly is by doing your research and understanding the situation, especially if you're a young person who don't understand the history of politics in this country. The older folks, well, I think they do tremendously understand, and to me, that time will come for you to make that decision, but I would want to know that you will make that decision being informed. And the only way you could do that is if you do your research. You understand me, Cheke?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I will say this again. We get the leaders that we so choose, Cheke. And at the end of the day, that is why we have one general election every 5 years, so people can decide. And I will tell you this, like we could sit here and talk about the PUP all day, we could talk about Johnny Briceño. But my simple thing to people, in terms of these things when we talk about Johnny Briceño, is simple. We all know the thousands and thousands of acres that he has. What do you have? Ask yourself that. And that is only because we touch on land. And with that, Cheke, I close. And I just want to thank everybody who came out to Palmyra again. We look forward to you next 2 Sundays. And likewise, I want to also just send out my, how would I say it? I want to wish Mr. Vidal a speedy recovery. I know
yes,
he had a situation yesterday. No, Vidal from the police department.
Yep.
You know, Marco Vidal. I just want to wish him a speedy recovery. You know, I know him personally. You know, I've worked with him in the past for many years. He's one of our bright and upcoming officers. You know, so I wish him the best in his recovery. I know that he had an incident yesterday. I don't know to what extent, but you know, I just wish the best for him, and I just wanted to close with that, and also to say that, you know what, we continue to work in the Orange Walk East Division, and I continue to move around visiting people. Definitely at the end of the day, I am here because I truly believe in serving the people of Orange Walk East, and of course I bring with that rock steady leadership that stands for what is right, and we follow what is in the best interests of our people and country.
Thank you very much, Minister. Looking forward to have you once again on Wednesday. And by what time you figure we should get the results of the convention on Sunday?
I think that by 1, so you know. I think by 1, 2, we will know, because the only delegates will be there. I think delegate will go right into voting. And I don't see we'll be there long, and I think alternates, if somebody not show up, the alternates will vote for them. But overall, I think by 2 o'clock, Cheke, we should know those results. And
so everything doesn't run smooth.
That's right.
Okay, well, thanks. And we'll be having the minister next week, Wednesday, as well. We want to send out a speedy recovery also to Mr. Emerson Na from Universal Radio. He's at the Northern Regional Hospital. Also to our friend, Mr. Vidal Cuello. Hope everything shape up with you. And folks, this show repeats at 8 o'clock tonight. We have repeat of Channel 7 News, 12 o'clock today right here on Nortevisión, Channel 10. And also we have the hot news coming up at 6. We want to say good morning to all the folks of the East area listening on the East Radio. Thank you all for tuning in every Wednesday when the minister is here. And Dav, thanks for the technical support in that area as well. And Rahim right here at Nortevisión Channel 10. My name is Robert Cheke Usher, and we'll be back tomorrow morning right here on Nortevisión Channel 10.
morning show.